Hello and welcome. Hack your mood swings in perimenopause. I'm guessing you're here because you maybe have some mood swings and are in perimenopause. Let's get into it. Okay, so this is how so many women present to me. They're anxious, they're depressed, they're unmotivated, they're irritable, and even worse, they're totally unpredictable. It feels like they're living on a roller coaster. They never know from one day to the next. Their partners are complaining, their kids are complaining, their co workers don't know why they suddenly burst into tears. Maybe it's not that bad for you, but maybe it is. I don't know. You might be anxious or depressed or unmotivated. Look, you might be all those things, or you might just be one or two of those things. You might just be thinking, maybe this is getting bad. Maybe I'm waking up in the middle of the night, and that's actually anxiety. So let's have a little look at the reasons for this. So the first reason is that progesterone starts to steady decline. So this is the first hormone in perimenopause that starts to decline. It's not actually estrogen. But what does happen is progesterone is a lovely calming hormone. And once it starts to decline, estrogen, the more emotional hormone, is kind of left to its own devices. But it gets worse because estrogen doesn't start a steady decline like progesterone. Estrogen goes on the wild roller coaster, which is why your moods feel like they're on a wild roller coaster, because estrogen is on a wild roller coaster. 1 minute it's bottoming out, the next minute it's way too high. And realistically, progesterone and estrogen should be in a correct ratio. But of course, with progesterone on a slow slide down and estrogen all over the place, this ratio is more often than not out, especially in perimenopause, which might be one of the reasons why you're feeling a bit all over the place. Right. The second thing that starts to go on, or that we start to notice, is progesterone influences our sensitivity to GABA. Now, GABA is a lovely calming neurotransmitter that actually supports our sleep. So once we start to see that slow decline of progesterone, we will actually start feeling the effects of lack of sensitivity to GABA. It's not going to work quite as well. We may start finding that our sleep is disturbed. Now, estrogen fluctuates wildly. And you remember I was just speaking about that a second ago, before it goes low. So estrogen fluctuates up and down, and then eventually it will stay low. But in the meantime, it creates completely unstable levels of dopamine and serotonin. Now, both of these are our feel-good hormones. Dopamine is the reward hormone. So when something feels good, tastes good, all of those things, then we get a little rush of dopamine and it gets us coming back for more. So next time we see or hear about that thing, we go, oh, actually, that made me feel good. And we get a little rush of dopamine. And serotonin levels. So serotonin is another feel-good hormone that we have. So it's the same thing. Estrogen is fluctuating wildly. So we are either soaring with these hormones or we are bottoming out on those neurotransmitters. It doesn't seem like a lot of fun, does it? So is it all doom and gloom? I bet you're thinking right now, after I've just been through all that, because this is a natural process after all, what can we do to circumvent it? I bet you're thinking, oh, what's the point? It's all doom and gloom. Or I'm screwed no matter what. No, it's actually not true. So nope, 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 and nope. You just need to work differently. We need to accept that our body's changing and what was working for us is no longer working for us. So we need to find some hacks to help balance the changes out. And that's probably what brought you to this webinar in the first place, is the promise of some hacks. So I'm going to come good on that promise. So here are 3 hacks that actually really work. Now, the first one is gratitude journals. Now, I know right now that's a bit of a buzzword, so just forget about that, because there is actually sound reasoning behind gratitude journals. So every time we show a little bit of gratitude to something, or we think about something that made us feel good, or we feel grateful for something, or even a person that made us smile, we get a little rush of dopamine and serotonin. So there are a lot of other ways that we can get these neurotransmitters without having to rely on our hormones, because I think our hormones have shown us they're a little bit unreliable right now. So let's find some other ways. Now, gratitude journals is something you can do daily. They're very, very easy. What I would suggest you do is start off trying to think of 5 things that you have in your life that you're grateful for. Now, I don't care if they are the smallest little thing. They can be glimmers in your day. So a glimmer is something that just gives you that little, oh, that was nice, a little smile on your face. It might be a really lovely flower that you're seeing blooming. It could be the steam coming off your coffee in the morning. I know that's one of mine. It can be any little thing during the day. It can be the sunlight coming through the window, or how the dust dances in it. Oh, sorry, that's my place again. It can be a lot of different things. Those glimmers come in all different guises. So this gratitude journal does not have to be about the big things in your life. It can be about the tiniest little things in your life. It just has to be about stuff that makes you smile. Now, the other thing is 3 things that you can look forward to in your day. So if you're doing this in the morning, it's the perfect time to do it. If you're doing it at night, you might be like 3 things for the next day. Maybe more appropriate in the morning, but that's okay. Do it anytime you can. Let's not put a time frame on this, because then nothing ever gets done. Do it when you can. So if you're doing it in the morning, yes, 3 things you're going to look forward to that day. So 3 things, it can be something really simple. So sometimes I know that night I have something really yummy planned for dinner and I'm really looking forward to it. And that makes me go, oh yeah, that's cool. I've got that coming up. Or it might be meeting with somebody, or it might even be having a bit of a break at some point during the day, even if it's just 15 minutes. So there are lots of little things that you can be looking forward to in your day. And again, it gives you that little rush of dopamine and serotonin, and we can all do with that in perimenopause. Now, the next thing is meditation. So, well, don't hit the pause button just yet. Meditation seems to divide people. I have those that love it, those that hate it. But the thing is that meditation has actually been proven in studies, particularly one in 2010 in Boston, that showed substantial improvements in GABA. Now, we already spoke about GABA. It's one of those lovely calming hormones. It actually balances out glutamate. So glutamate's an excitatory neurotransmitter, and GABA is an inhibitory one. So you'll notice that I'm using the words hormones and neurotransmitters interchangeably sometimes, and that is perfectly okay. Same thing. Not exactly the same thing, but in this instance, yes, we can do that. So showed a substantial improvement in levels of GABA. So seriously, if you are struggling to sleep, do a short meditation at night and you may find that you have a much better night's sleep. I would probably suggest more than one night. I wouldn't go one night, oh, that didn't work, and forget about it. I would actually make it part of your routine for at least 6 weeks. Rightio. So it also increases levels of dopamine and serotonin. So this is meditation still. Meditation can help increase levels of dopamine and serotonin. And as we've found out, dopamine and serotonin are really important for our feelings of well-being. Now, the third hack that we can do for our neurotransmitters, our mental health, our mood swings, the anti-inflammatory food. So anti-inflammatory food and lifestyle. So inflammation has always been well implicated with anxiety and depression. The connection's been established years ago. So getting the food right and creating a life that supports your mental health, they're absolute key things that you need to do to get through perimenopause with your marbles intact. Get going on it now. So with anti-inflammatory foods, we're looking at whole foods. So we're looking at a diet rich in fruit and vegetables, a diet rich in good quality protein. So that's meats and legumes and chicken and fish and dairy products. So any of those good quality proteins balanced nicely with fresh vegetables. So, and of course, a nice healthy dose of a couple of fruits a day. And that can help that can help inflammation, reduce inflammation. The lifestyle part is again about creating stress resilience. So gratitude journals, meditation, learning to say no so that you don't overcommit. Big problem for perimenopausal women. I may have to do a webinar all on its own for that one. Anyway, these are the 3 hacks that are going to seriously help your neurotransmitters and your mood swings in perimenopause. Gratitude journals, meditation, anti-inflammatory food and lifestyle. They need to become second nature to you. They need to become habit. Now, I actually run a program. It's a 12-week program called the Sparkle Method, specifically for overwhelmed, overweight, and over it perimenopausal women to help them become calm, comfortable, and confident without wasting time with trial and error. Because I think we've all been there. I think we've all tried every diet under the sun and it hasn't worked. So the Sparkle Method is a food-based program, and I also go through, I've built into it bucket loads of stress resilience to help you get through perimenopause, to help you hack your hormones, hack your neurotransmitters. I mean, honestly, if our hormones are declining and there's not a lot we can do about that, then we need to find other ways to make our way through this perimenopausal journey. So the Sparkle Method is fabulous for that. And like I said, it's 12 weeks to get yourself from overwhelmed, overweight, and over it through to calm, comfortable, and confident. What a fabulous gift to give yourself, because you're worth it. Now, in case you didn't catch it at the beginning, I am Sarah Dobbs. I am also known as the hormone nutritionist, and I specialize in perimenopause. So you can find me over on Instagram and Facebook at the Hormone Nutritionist, and you can also find my website at www.simplyhealing.net.au. And if you fancy emailing me, you can do that at sarah@simplyhealing.net.au. Okay. That's awesome. I look forward to hearing from you soon. See ya.